Aaron, what is our third main topic today?
This comes to us from Jedi Jenn. Love that name. Hey, John and crew. My dad and I love watching your show and hearing all you have to share. I just saw the Mandalorian Season 3 trailer during Monday Night Football. We are so excited for another season. Personally, I'm excited about the Babu Frik aliens. Did anything in this trailer get you all more excited about the show? Also, what do you think about showing these trailers during major sporting events? Does that impact sports viewership? And do you think this trend will continue? Thanks.
All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, Jedi Jenn. I'll go down to the second part of it. We've been talking about this a bit about, especially Disney has been taking the opportunity to drop some big trailers. And they've been doing this ever since the Star Wars sequels. Yeah. Big trailers during big football games. I remember the first time they did that, it was one of the Star Wars films. I can't remember which one it was. And I remember we were gathered in our AMC offices and we're sitting around and Schnepp was there. Yeah. I remember Schnepp saying, I think this is the first time in my life I've been sitting down in front of a football game. That said something. You know, because it look, how many people watched the college championship game just to see the Ant-Man trailer, and they stuck around that awful game, and because they didn't play it during halftime like they normally did, they saved it till the third quarter, then they played it there, and then all of a sudden the viewership dropped. But here's the brilliant part of that move, though, is the opposite side of the coin, which is that it's not about bringing in more viewers to watch the game that normally wouldn't watch the game, although that's part of it. It's about getting this trailer in front of an audience that may otherwise not watch this trailer, in front of people who are not going to jump on YouTube to hunt around for an Ant-Man trailer. But now they hear their favorite sports broadcasters going, hey guys, stick around till halftime. We're going to be talking about this new movie. And then they drop this trailer. I mean, it works both ways. And it's really, really smart. Anyway, Christian, they dropped this trailer. What did you think about this Mandalorian Season 3 trailer and the philosophy of dropping it during a sport event?
Well, to address that part, I agree with all your points. And I think that one of the things that I talked to my buddies at home in Queens, and I had this whole long conversation with my buddy James, and I started asking him about really popular, he goes to movies, he's into it. He asked me questions about like things that are coming out. And I asked him about a lot of popular titles, about things that were coming out, things that were like even the show The Bear, which is on Hulu.
Yeah, it was so good, by the way.
And in our space, a lot of people know he is like, oh, I don't know what that is, right? He's a casual guy. And I told him about it. I was like, oh, it sounds like something I'd be interested in. And the same goes for like, not that he's not aware of the Mandalorian. You know that, like, I know it's coming out March 1st because I'm looking at the news and everything too. And if you're really into this space, you know when it's coming out. He's like, oh, I was watching the football game and Mandalorian popped up. Is that coming back soon? Yeah, it's coming back on March 1st. Oh, cool. Now I know I can tell my kids about it. Right. So it is absolutely marketed to the casual fan because even though those people who are not going to be watching the game necessarily are going in to watch out, they're out. They're out after the trailer drops. So that's why they wait so long to do it. But it's the casual fan who's already watching the game, which I agree 100% are there, and now they're more aware of it. So it does both. As far as the trailer, I loved it. I mean, I loved it. I thought what they showed already to me. I've been raving as you were too about how great I think Andor is the best written Star Wars material, best written. Mandalorian's still my favorite. I mean, best written compared to Empire Strikes Back.
They're two very different kinds of Star Wars.
Way different, because Andor is one particular sect of Star Wars and really dives deep into that particular area. Mandalorian is everything Star Wars. I mean, it really is, especially that trailer alone. And there's certain things and images that you get that if you like lightsabers, you got it. If you like the Force, you got it. If you like Mandalorians and people jumping out of ships and space battles, you got it. It just looks like it's going to be bigger and better than the previous seasons. I love what they showed with Din, that he's got to go back to Mandalorian. Now he's got this other group. I hope they really start to give us a little bit about who those people are and give them character as well, too, because it was really only Favreau's character and the armor that we learned anything about. Let's learn some more about his new crew. I was bummed that we didn't see more Bo-Katan, but I guess that's because we got a lot of her in the first one, and I know it seems in that first trailer she's gonna have a lot to do. But and then I want to see that is it Order 66? Is it when Grogu gets back from the temple? We get to see Coruscant. There's a lot inside of this trailer that you still didn't get too much. They gave you just a little bit, but not too much.
Rob, what do you think about the trailer?
Dude, come on. I mean, when this trailer, I gotta say that when Grogu comes floating out using the Force powers to get rid of that dude,
great shot,
taking that dude out, I'm like, okay. And then I'm looking at this going, great, how much more money is Hot Toys going to take off of me? Right. Look at that guy on the left there. This is exactly what I wanted. We got Din flying two different ships. a Naboo starfighter and some other what looks like a Jedi, something we haven't maybe seen
But
before.
did we know that
I don't
was
think
him?
that was
I
Dan.
don't think that was
We don't know.
him.
We don't know.
Okay, maybe
Flashback
it was
also.
somebody's got it. Whatever. It's a new ship. I'm like watching this going, that's all I want. I got, like you said,
Yeah.
it's everything Star Wars. Andor was an examination of what is a rebellion and what is the Empire. It gave us a look in a different way than we've ever had before, which is awesome. But in terms of the sci-fi space fantasy adventure that you want from Star Wars, The Mandalorian is the only game in town. And it gives you everything you want. And I look at that trailer, like you said, there's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And I'm there for it,
It's
man.
a droid bar. There were droids at a bar, and
Yeah.
I look, and you see little battle droids in the back. From we haven't seen those battle droids in
Now
live action.
there's going to be the robot bartender is going to look at Mando walking in the bar. Is going to say, "We don't serve your
We don't
kind."
serve your
I
kind.
know they're
Great.
going
I
to.
hope
Go
so.
there. R5D4, dude. Come on.
We want to thank a sponsor of this video, MasterClass. MasterClass offers classes on a wide variety of topics, all taught by world-class instructors at the very top of their fields. Each class is broken out into individual video lessons, usually around 10 minutes long. And MasterClass is completely accessible on your phone, the web, smart TV, and available via audio mode to listen to classes on the go. They have over 2,500 video lessons from over 180 of today's most brilliant minds. They're all available anytime, anywhere on iOS, Android, desktop, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. Now, obviously, around here on the John Campea Show, we love our movies, so why not learn filmmaking from Jodie Foster, or maybe directing from Ron Howard himself, or the great Neil Gaiman doing his masterclass on the art of storytelling. And you guys have heard me talk about my favorite masterclass, Business Strategy and Leadership by Big Papa Iger himself, Bob Iger, the new and returning CEO of Disney. Guys, I highly recommend that you check it out. This holiday, give the perfect gift of an annual masterclass membership and get one free. Go to masterclass.com/Campea today. That's masterclass.com/Campea. Terms apply.
Aaron, you had a chance to check out the trailer. What did you think about it?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And, again, going back to, the casual moviegoer, and while I don't speak for everybody, I am admittedly the person that was just like, oh, yeah, there's a lot of sand. I'm not really interested in getting into this Star Wars stuff. And I married, somebody who should probably be on the show instead of me because he loves all things Star Wars, and said, hey, this is really great. You should watch this with me. And I love this show. I am so excited to see the new season coming out. I agree with you, Rob, that moment when Grogu comes out of the cave. He is really owning himself. And weirdly enough, he stayed the same size, but we're seeing him grow in confidence, growing in his powers, his abilities. Tom said that was a TIE Interceptor, was those things. I was like, what are those guys flying around? Was he wrong, or is that
I didn't see a TIE Interceptor.
with the little curve?
I'll have to go back and watch
There was going through the canyon. There's a canyon shot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
they're-
didn't
they're-
notice that.
yeah,
I'll have to go back and check.
But
that
are they still remnants, or are we going to start seeing First Order?
I don't think we're going to get into First Order.
No,
here.
I think First Order is explored in the outer regions, and I think that's where it starts to go with the Thrawn and all that stuff. It's like they build, if they stick to the canon stuff in the books, First Order is still building out in the outer regions right now.
But I like that we're exploring a new world. It does kind of have a bit of almost a Matrixy feel. I love that there's a cantina there, or a bar, whatever we want to call it. I thought this was fantastic. And to the viewer's original question about, Jedi Jenn's original question, A, I love that you're watching football with your dad. B, I love that you watch this show with your dad. I just feel like I just imagining you guys sitting together enjoying the show warms my heart. Also, I do think that the combination of these of the sports shows, these shows marketing in the sports world is a great asset to them, because if you look at these numbers, some of these Monday Night Football games
are some of the highest viewed watched things of the year.
The Hamlin, now granted, the Hamlin night was a specific circumstance, and that had, close to almost 30 million views that night. But they're averaging around 16 to 17 million. That's CSI numbers at its height. You don't really get those kind of numbers on any other show.
Well, to put that in perspective, Game of Thrones House of the Dragon debuted with 9 million. So like you're talking about nearly doubling that for a Monday Night Football game.
Absolutely. I mean, at this point, it really, if I'm a marketing executive and I'm going, where am I going to get the most eyeballs on a pretty diverse audience? Football, Monday Night Football is a great way to go.
I didn't love the trailer.
I loved it and you didn't.
I didn't. Now remember, we're talking about a trailer. I cannot wait for Mando season 3. I think it's going to be awesome. I thought the previous trailer was great. I loved it. But you just had an image up there, Jonathan. I don't know if you can find it. We're with Mando and Grogu in the cockpit. But I just thought the last one, that shot, I think was used 4 or 5 times in the trailer. I think there was at least 4 shots of his. How many times in the trailer did we do a shot in a trailer of his Naboo starfighter just flying by the camera, and 3 seconds later another shot of his starfighter flying by the camera.
That's really
and
fast.
15 seconds later another shot of the starfighter, and going back again to that static shot of being in the interior of the thing. I love seeing a quick glimpse of the armorer because I like the armorer. To me, is the new Boba Fett.
Yeah.
In the sense that you go back to the original Star Wars movies, there's this character that you didn't see a lot, but there was a lot of mystery surrounding him, and everybody just got the armorer is that to me now. I want to see more of the armorer. I cannot wait.
Speaking of the armor, yes, the armor needs to have boobs. If you've ever had a pair of boobs on your chest and you have metal pressed against them, it can't be flat. You need it to be rounded.
And that's why a lot of them do. So, I mean, again, I think the show's going to be incredible. I agree with you, Christian. I think it's going to be the best season so far. I've been dying for them to actually go to Mandalore. I want to see the conflict now escalate. Because, we've gone from Wolf and Cub, the soul just trying to get this little baby Yoda to somebody else. But now they're expanding it. And now the stakes are higher and all that kind of stuff. Again, I would have liked to have seen more Bo-Katan in it, because I think Bo-Katan is probably going to be, other than Baby Yoda and Din, I think she's probably going to be the key central figure of the show. Again, I don't think it was a bad trailer. I just thought the first one was superior. A lot of reused footage, a lot of the same shot. I think that they succeeded in what they needed to do, and that's again get the conversation going about it, get people hyped up about it. Because if you look at what Filoni has done in the past, John, he doesn't like to give, and Favreau too, they don't like to give too much away. So as long as they hyped you up in that first trailer and you're still excited about the show, they know they got you. Yeah, I'm already there.
They know
I'm already on board.
So that I like the fact that they didn't go, because there's a thing in the Ant-Man trailer that happens that I'm hoping at the very, I feel like it gave too much away. I'm hoping that it was a misdirect, but Marvel has been guilty of doing that. We talked about it famously with the Avengers, and that first thing when Hulk saves Tony, you're like, well, I know that's coming. He's going to be fine. And Mandalorian and Filoni Favreau universe has been very good in their trailers of just giving you enough to get you, all right, I need it.
But by the way, something we haven't brought up, and maybe this is just the Canadian in me. It's good to see Paul, a.k.a. Mr. Kim, back in this. By the way, he's slimmed out. He looks like he's lost a good 40 pounds. He looks good. I hope he has a bigger role.
I think he's taken over the purpose of what Cara Dune was supposed to do.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Also, I just want to point out, John, for many people, this is the first time they've ever seen a trailer for The Mandalorian, because that's why they play it on the football, games.
Yeah.
Because, I go back and talk to my friends in Seattle. They don't know anything about what movies are coming out. They like movies and everything, but they don't follow them. So when they show up, they'll go see them. But like you said, most people don't know. I mean, we in this space, we think that everybody's steeped in this stuff, and the rest of the world really isn't. So when they show something like this, is probably a lot of people's first glimpse at The Mandalorian. All
right, guys, question is for you. Did you have a chance to see the new Mandalorian trailer? If so, what did you think about it? Did it get you more hype? Did it build the hype? Does it, kind of deliver on the promise of it? I'm not going to lie. I didn't hate the trailer, but I thought the other one was better. But the show is coming. Super excited about it. March 1st. How are you guys feeling about it right now? Jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.